Alright, now for surprise question, make sure you make a main inference of the main source first. But more importantly, make sure that you answer the question right. So it's very important for you to answer the question. Source A makes me surprised. Now, normally I would start the reason immediately so that my paragraph kind of makes sense, right? So A makes me surprised as it is contradicted by B, or A does not make me surprised as it is supported by B, or my contextual knowledge, right? So either one of this, right? First line very clearly I wrote why I'm surprised. But before I go on to my cross reference, I must always do a peel of the main source first. So again, give an inference evidence explanation of main source. A tells me that Americans were aggressors in the Korean War. This is supported by what? Implying that what? So my inference here is that Americans were the aggressors in the Korean War. Bear in mind, I have to keep the topic and make sure that when I do a cross-ref, my topic is the same. Okay, so second paragraph, cross-referencing, state inference of cross-ref first. Okay, however, this is my second paragraph. Okay, however, keyword, however, source B or my CK contradicts source A in telling me repeat inference again of what you did just now. Source B contradicts source A in telling me that Americans were the aggressors in the Korean War. This is what was said in the first paragraph. But now you give me the different one. It contradicts as source B or my CK tells me that instead of the Americans, it was now the Soviets who were aggressors in the Korean War. Now, can you see? I cannot emphasize this again. My criteria of comparison is the same, but my inference is different because one is talking about Americas, while the next one is about the Soviets. Opposing views, but with the same criteria, same topics. Okay, please make sure that your topics is the same. Okay, then you do for B now. So basically, evidence explained of B. And finally, when you conclude, make sure you restate the thing again. Thus, as source B contradicts source A makes me surprised. Or if you're doing the other side, you say thus as source B supports source A does not make me surprised. Okay, so for third paragraph, very similar to all your reliability third paragraphs is that you are not surprised because of the motive. I'm not surprised because I expect him to say this thing because of who he is and because of the context of which it was said, right? So who he is he? I'm not surprised because it's said by Khrushchev in 1950. 1950 was the era of the Korean War between North and South Korea fought fiercely contested. So as such, I would expect him to portray the Americans negatively because he wants a Soviet victory. All right. So as such, he made this because he wants to convince the South Korean soldiers. Again, this is a letter addressed to the South Korean soldiers. It is from the Soviet or from North Korea addressed to the South Korean soldiers. So because of the fact that they're fighting a war right now and it's said by Khrushchev, I know for a fact he's going to align himself to be biased towards the Soviet Union because he wants the war to end. And in order for the war to end, he needs to convince the South Korean soldiers that Americans are making use of them to fight the war, right? You want to deflate their morale. So that ultimately the outcome, right, is that the South Korean will surrender and defect to the Soviet side. Okay, so as such, okay, conclusion again, every paragraph of your reliability must have a conclusion. Repeat everything that you just did. As such, due to the motive, the source is biased, making it unreliable, and hence I'm not surprised that it would tell me that Americans were the aggressors in the Korean War. Repeat my inference again in the first line here. Okay, so that is for your surprise question.